So I took the state from 20-something in Wayakaneko to number 1. So under me, and I challenge any state, under me, all secondary school, I can go down to primary, all secondary school in Anambra State had a functional science lab, had a sick bed, had a generator, had 2 buses, have computer. Go and ask HP till today. I bought the highest number of computer ever sold by HP to any state in Africa. The order, they're there. You can go and ask HP, or you can go and ask the star of, let me remember his company now. You can go and ask him. No other person has done it.
If you become president, you will be frugal, yet you invest.
No. If I become president, I use the resources effectively. I cannot say buy a new jet.
Even if you need one.
I don't need one. You don't need one. Because you can go to anywhere with that jet. I will never need one.
You fly Airpeace, you fly Ghana, you fly VA.
Of course, baby. Say, I will not use 150 billion to buy a jet when 80% of our primary health care centers are not functional.
Even as against security protocols.
Which security?
You've been a governor, you know what it means.
No, what do you mean security? That's what they tell. That's nonsense they tell. I was a governor for my first 4 years. I drove 406. For the rest of it, I didn't drive bulletproof cars. Nobody's decided to kill you. You're doing the right thing. It's when you do the wrong thing that you're fearing about that.
Would security agency even allow
you?
Forget
all those things.
If
your people are dying, you should be ready to die. That's the job you chose. Or you go back to your house and live quietly. The president should also be ready to die if your people are dying. Why should we have security vehicles? No, you can fly. Who is protecting you in the air? If you catch it, everybody dies. The British Airways flies every day. How many people have died? Are they going to provide you security in the air?
Let me take you to what is important for our nation today is the alternative and the options that we have as a people, the hope of a better Nigeria. And economy is very key. And I look at this government, the administration says they are focused heavily on currency reforms and subsidy removal, which many say have worsened inflation and hardship for ordinary Nigerians. What alternative economic strategies would you pursue to stabilize the economy and protect the most vulnerable compared to the current government's approach should you become president?
So, I campaign on removal of subsidy. Remember, but I said, 1, there's a corruption associated with the subsidy that you need to remove first. If you had removed it, that's what I said, yes, but it was done in a disorganized manner. So everything is about organization. There's a corruption associated with it that you need to remove first to know the actual subsidy and organize how you can gradually deal with whatever is remaining, and people must have to see the alternative. So when this government removed subsidy, do you know what they said? They said it's to stop borrowing to sustain it. But this government has borrowed more than government of Yaradua, Jonathan, Buhari put together. As at the time Buhari left, our debt was about 80 trillion. Today we're almost 180 trillion. Without anything to show for it.
Is it a crime to borrow as a government?
No. These are part of the laws I want to change. We must now make a law that all borrowing must be for investment. In critical areas of development, you don't borrow for consumption. Without that, you waste everybody's time. Saying I'm a businessman, there's nothing wrong in borrowing. If I borrow to build factory, it's different if you borrow to bury your father. Because your father It's of no value. It's gone. It's just consumption. That's why I keep saying that I want to move this country from consumption to production.
For example, what would you borrow for if you were president?
So I'll borrow to finance education. I'll borrow to ensure that Nigerians have power. I can go on and on. There's so many things.
How long can it take you, for example, to fix Nigerian power situation?
So
you went to Egypt.
Thank you. So let me tell you
from them.
That's it. It took Egypt 5 years. So we're not going to fix overnight. But remember what I said. Nobody expects 100% success. They want 100% effort. If development and what you do, governance, must be measurable. So if we decide, okay, we are now at 4,000. So we can decide, I'm only going to do 8,000. But annually, there must be improvements.
How would you do it?
How
would you fix power?
It's not rocket science. Egypt, I'm not saying now, say the 3 countries that improved power in the recent time, unless one did it yesterday, at the time I went to Egypt, we are 3 countries in the world: India, Vietnam, and Egypt. And those are developing countries. So, governance is about learning from best practices. It is not rocket science.
So what do you feel? Have you identified why I'm over 40 and I've not, in my lifetime since I was born, I've not experienced constant electricity, and my children were born into a similar situation? The question is, have you identified what the problem is?
Yes, so the problem is in failure of leadership.
That's the problem of electricity.
Everything. If you have a determined leader, he will learn, he will ensure implements it vigorously. Like the president announced that he's happy that the opposition is in crisis. I will go there and solve it. As governor of Anambra State, you see me say it every day. Oju Zokari is there. He came to campaign for Chekunife. I gave him the vehicles that took him to the campaign. When he finished, he came to my lodge, ate lunch in front of me, standing this way, Uche standing this way. He said he has come to campaign, that I've done well, Uche will replace me. And I was in that election. And when I go to, they go say, oh, Peter, you're too weak. I said, I did the people going to vote. When the people voted, they voted for me.
So the same thing that president is doing by employing or appointing Yinsom Wike as FCT minister and empowering the opposition, is that the kind of thing you're describing?
No, it's not empowering the opposition. I want strong opposition parties. Let's say I'm president today in one party, I want strong PDP. I mean, I want a Labour. I want strong APC. I want to listen to them. I want to see democracy thrive. I want people to understand. I want to listen to the opposition. Because they might have an idea that is superior to what I have. That is governance.
Would you be forming something like a government of national unity and taking people who are not in your party to form government? Is that the kind of thing you would do?
So we are talking about Nigeria. If they have something that is better, I'll take it.
You appoint ministers outside of your party?
It's no question of appointing ministers. I'm appointing Nigerians who are competent. Happens everywhere. So the government of England went to Canada to hire a central bank governor. Do you know how old England is? That colonized Canada. They went there because they wanted to function. It's only in this country that you put in competent people in a place because they're your relation or they know you, and that's what I'm clamoring for. We have voted for incompetence. We voted for tribe. We voted for religion. Let's vote for competence.
Do you think that the North trusts you?
Cheryl, I want them to trust me. The biggest asset of this country is in the North. The uncultivated land in the North. The criminality we face in the North today, I'll deal with it. So if I'm president, the North will celebrate me. I have an idea of the problem. So I'm in this country when, if I'm looking for cash, I go to Kano. There used to be industries in Bompai 1, in Bompai, Sharadan 1, Sharadan 2, and everything. So I was in Indonesia this year. From February 1 to February 7, meeting from Minister of Health, Minister of Education, Minister of Small Businesses, Minister of this, to former Vice President, to the most popular president. And so you learn, and what they did is not rocket science.
Let me ask you, Mr. Peterby, there is a popular slogan that you used in the campaign, from consumption to production.
Yes.
Is that not productive? Let me ask you, because there are those who have also criticized you that what industry did Obi even put in Anambra when he was governor, to start with as an example. But I'd like to take the Nigerian example.
I mean, you know that industries. They have even used it as an example.
The brewery, right? As one.
Yes.
But the big question here, we're looking at a bigger picture, Mr. Obi. We need to start looking at our competitive advantage as a country.
Yes.
Where will the jobs come the most? Where will the more money come as an alternative to oil? If you are president, where do you think you will focus the most in the very first 1 year that can give us that advantage?
Shehu, I might not turn it around the very first 1 year, but I can tell you, Shehu, we can make more money from agriculture than we make from oil. Any day, any time. I can show it to you.
Which produce will you be focusing on?
Shehu, we have all the produce. Why did you think? Shehu, go and look at the arrays. Do you know arrays, which the colonial masters did, were focused on where we were getting products. So there's so much. Nigerian land is so fertile that we can grow anything. You see, this is not just say we're having problem. It has one of the best fertile land on the surface of the earth. So the world is today looking for cassava, they're looking for yam,
I'm not talking about Benue, I'm not talking about Nasarawa.
I can go. You are now
that belt.
You are now the one. As I say, we are now one talking. We have 54,000 square kilometers of land in Taraba. Not Taraba here. I can grow all that.
Which one would you focus on?
All of them simultaneously, because it's an investment. That's why I said I will borrow and put in investment. You are now borrowing for production, not for consumption.
Have you done the math?
Oh, so it's very easy. I don't need to renovate conference center. There's no conference here. So I've done it as a governor. You ask which industry that I build. So one of the first places I renovated as governor was industrial estate in Onitsha. Go there and see the number of industries. Jonathan commissioned at least 10 industries there. So come, I will show it to you, including the brewery that is mentioned. That brewery is the biggest taxpayer in Anambra State.